Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, subscribe if you like this video. And thank you to everybody that's been watching. I'm out of breath, y'all. I'm playing with my dog. I got hair all over me too, so he all over me today. Anyway, I want to talk about, let me catch my breath. This interview that I saw on Mo3 blogger's channel, and it was about the girls that Mo3 spent the night over house, one of them mother, or I don't know, all of them mama, I don't know, Jocy Banks' mother. So leave that tree alone. So, basically, she didn't say much. The most that I got out of what she said, you know, that she did say that I didn't know. She did, like, you know, she did let you know that the feds was involved in the case. She did let you know that, leave that tree alone. She did let you know that the guy, one of the guys that was arrested, that he was one of the girls' baby's father. So she did let you know that much. Now, she said she couldn't answer a lot of questions, which he should have had some more questions for, I think. Most hated blogger, he's really good. I disagree with him on very few things. A lot of things I agree with him on. I don't agree with him on rainwater. I don't think that rainwater had anything to do with it. And I'm going to tell you why. He's like really standing for the girls, like they didn't have anything to do with it. So I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they didn't. They could have had something to do with it and didn't even know that they were having something to do with it. Okay? I have a lot of nieces and nephews that's like around their age, in teenage years, or like, you know, 19, 20, 21, like that. So I have a lot of nieces and nephews. Okay? So I do see that era that they're in right now. They are always on the phone. They're always live streaming or something to that nature. They're always on something that got to do with social media. So for the girls to be like, you know, he said that the mom said that he been knowing them for like 2 years or so, and that he trusted them. So if you trust somebody, then you let your guards down around them, you know. What I would have asked the mother was, you know, was his car parked on the street, or was it in a garage or anything like that? You know, that would have told if somebody could have rolled past and saw his car out there and say, oh, he over there now. Did they even know the car? And then they're saying now, I'm hearing something that the car was rented or whatever, I don't know. But if he did have a rented car, nobody knew that was his car. You know, if it wasn't his regular car that he drive in. So if people would have rolled past and saw a rented car, they wouldn't automatically knew that he was there, unless somebody told somebody. Okay? Now, when it comes to rainwater and the girls, I know people gonna say, oh, she just disagreeing because it's the girls. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just keeping everybody an open mind that it could have been either way, you know. It could have been the girls, it could have been him, you know, but keep an open mind. Because if he wasn't in a rented car, and he was in his regular car, then you could say, okay, somebody rode past and was like, oh, he over her house now, we know he be going to her house spending the night. But no, if he was in a rented car, they wouldn't know that. Okay? And like I'm saying, about the teenagers and the younger adults now. They stay on social media, you know, and the lady was like, oh, we wasn't starstruck or anything like that. Let me see your ball. You want to play? She said that they wasn't starstruck or anything like that. You always trying to eat my goodies. So, that could not be true. Because even though they probably act like that around him, that they not starstruck or anything like that, they could have been like that with their friends. They could have been like that with their friends, and you know, yeah, he came over here, or one of the kids, they could have been on the phone with one of their friends, and one of their friends could have been like, "What you doing today?" and stuff. Oh, Mo over here, or whatever. You know, you don't know what kind of people they are. You don't know if they talk like that, or somebody was on social media and you know walked in the room with Mo and whatever. You don't know. Even if the girl that he went to see didn't do it, what about her younger sister or somebody they know could have, you know, told that he was there, and they wasn't really trying to set him up. It could have been something like that. That they was the reason that the people knew he was there, but they wasn't trying to put it out there for nobody to do anything to him. That's what I'm trying to say. So, like I said, I would have asked the mother if she was on my live. I would have been asking about, you know, the car situation. Was he in a rented car? Blah blah blah. Or did she know or whatever? I would have asked, do the baby daddy live around there? The one that's locked up right now. You know, do he live around there? Because he could be stalking her house out, you know, if he still like her. When was the last time he was around her? Even though she haven't been dealing with him for 2 years, they got a child together. Do he ever come over there to see the child? Do she ever talk to him? Like, you know, excuse me, that don't mean that she cut him off completely and she don't have anything to do with him, you know. Did they check the phone records? Like, if any other girls like make phone calls to any other guys that's locked up or in question right now? You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Did Mo3 ever get into it with the baby daddy? You know, he's messing around with either her, the baby mama, or somebody in the house. Did he ever run into him, get into it with, have some words with him? Is that why they don't like each other? Because they both is messing with her. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, they got a child together. Just because they not in a relationship for 2 years, does that mean that they wasn't, you know, messing around from time to time? You know, you don't know these things. You really don't. And like you know, most hated blogger, he did say, like, why would they tell on him? You know, why would they tell on him? If he coming through seeing her, he probably giving her money, helping her with her bills or whatever she need. You know, he probably give her whatever she wants. So it might not have been, like I said, something purposely done. Somebody that, like, one of the girls could have said something, and you know, they could have been on their live and been, you know, said something by accident. Because people do those things, you know. My niece, she keep the phone in her hand. She's always on live and got her phone and talking and ha ha ha, you know. She could have came in the room with her sister and him, you know, whatever, however it went down. And the mother, she said that they would ask her certain questions. She would answer the one she wanted to. And then the other questions she wouldn't answer. You know, some of the questions she'll get, like, she seemed like she got offended, or, you know, her whole demeanor changed when they brought up the baby daddy. Her whole demeanor just changed. You know, if the interview just kind of stayed the same, and then you said something, you know, calmly or whatever, but when your whole demeanor, what are you doing? When your whole demeanor changed, and I don't know, it was just something about when they brought up the baby daddy that was odd to me. Is your ball under my desk? Get your ball. Get your ball. Get your ball. Okay. it just seemed to me her whole demeanor changed. And when they asked her about the baby father. So something is clicking with that situation right there. Either, oh, and one more thing. They asked her something else and she was like, well, how would I know that? Like, she don't live with her daughter. So how would you know if your daughter is still messing around with this man or not? If she don't live with you. You don't know that. You could not like him and tell her to leave him alone. You messing with Mo, just deal with him. He helps you out, blah, blah, blah. And to make her mother happy, I don't deal with him no more. But in reality, he could still be hitting that. Okay, so it's like a lot of questions that get answered that should have got answered. And like I said, you know, first of all, if Trap Boy is running around, if he's running around and he's talking and he's singing and making rap songs and he's telling, and just like most hated blogger, he said he got a big mouth and he's running around tricking on people, and if he go down, he want to take Yellow with him. So I'm gonna ask you this question: if he wants to take people with him, why wouldn't he take Rainwater too? This somebody they don't even like. They jumped on and everything else. If you gonna go down for doing a crime, you think he wouldn't take a deal for the tell on him too? Even if he'll tell on y'all easy. If he's tricking on him too and making sure he go with him, why would he keep Rainwater out of it? He even mentioned something in the song about the girls. I don't know what exactly he said in the song because it's going so fast you can't hardly hear what he's saying. But he did mention something about the girls in the song when he was talking about, you know, pretty much telling everything that happened. He ran down on them and all of this stuff. He was pretty much telling the whole murder, allegedly, on the song. And he was making sure he put Yellow in it. So why not tell on somebody that you really don't care if he get caught or not? If you're putting out there to the world, Yellow Beezy is putting out there to the world that, you know, Boosie was on both sides. He's a fence rider. He was on their side, on this side. They say he's a fence rider. This is what people is putting out their rumors saying. I don't know if it's 100% true or not. But if that's the case, why is Rainwater so important for Trap Boy to leave out? If he has a big mouth and he don't care and he wilding out right now, why wouldn't he tell on Rainwater? He would easily put him in a song too. That the manager was part of it, wouldn't he? See, this the part that, you know, I want people to have an open mind. Don't just be like, oh, it's just he did this or he did that or he did that. No. Then I'm getting messages about the Greek mythology that I put out. It's for entertainment, y'all. Y'all take it from it what you want. But you have to keep an open mind of everybody that's involved. Everybody that was around this man. And then he said, Rainwater was like, you famous now. If you watch, think about it, y'all. If you watch somebody grow from nothing to something and you see them with potentials and talent, you know, and he even said in the video that they wouldn't even, you know, take money from other people. They just did everything on their own. They grew together. They both grew together. They both made their money together. What are you doing? What are you doing? What my baby doing? Yes. So why wouldn't he say like something like that? What he said, like the things that he was saying. He was saying he's cheap. If you know somebody and you grew up with that person, not grew up with them, but you growing with that person, as far as financially, and you see them come from nothing to something, and you say to them, you famous now at their funeral, I don't see that being as far-fetched as saying something like that. The only thing that I had a problem with Rainwater was he was at the funeral and then he left so he could do an interview. If this was your boy like you say he was, you would have stayed through the funeral and everything. You know, you wouldn't just even did business on that day of the funeral. I know he's a businessman and everything, and he did say that doors are opening for him. That's obvious. He did a lot for Mo. People see that he brought Mo up. Whatever business dealings that he had done, it was working for Mo. So look at all of the teenagers that's out here now that's trying to be rappers. Why wouldn't they reach out to him now? Why wouldn't they? They would reach out to him for him to be their manager. And I know people are like, oh, well, why wouldn't he reach out to him before then? A lot of people don't do stuff until stuff happens. Something big like this happens, and then people be reaching out even more because they figure like, oh, he done took a loss now. I can jump on in there right now. So it's a lot of reasons why he said the things that he said. And just like I said in the other video, if they have record that this man talked to Mo all the time, he said he used to talk to Mo like 4 times a day. So if they have records of him talking to this man all the time, that's not something that's unusual that he wouldn't be talking to this guy when he went to sleep last night. And then when he got up this morning, especially if they was planning on getting together the next day to do whatever it is that they had to do. He probably told him, "I make sure I get up or whatever, call me in the morning." You do that. I just spent the night over a guy house before, and I'd be like, talk to my girl and be like, I'll call you in the morning or whatever. I mean, it's not something odd, especially if they was going to go hang out the next day. So, I don't know. I don't just see that as being a red flag. Another thing, everybody is trying to put everything on Trap Boy and say that, you know, and they trying to pretty much distance Yellow from everything. But Yellow is the one that's in the picture with the shooter. He's in the picture with the shooter. He's knee deep in everything too. He's just moved differently than Trap Boy. And the thing that I don't understand, that if you grew up in a hood, you know, you see different guys do different things. We have, in my neighborhood, we had different guys. It was some guys that handled their business on the low key. They was doing things, but they moved different. Then there was other guys in the neighborhood that, wow, just didn't care if they got caught, went to jail, whatever, just like Trap Boy at. I don't see Rainwater being involved with anything to do with Trap Boy. I just don't. If he a college boy, he's smart, he went to college, I don't see him tying himself to Trap Boy. He's just like a loose cannon. I don't see it. And I've seen smart people in the neighborhood that stay away from guys that just wilding out and didn't care about going back and forth to jail, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they'll be in your face for a minute, but when it comes down to your dirt, they branch off from you. So I just don't see him tying himself to that. I just don't. Now, as far as the girls situation, if one of the girls, baby daddy, is the one that's arrested right now, F Trap Boy and Yellow, whatever his name is, Beezy, if they have anything to do with it, like seriously, y'all, this guy could have told Trap Boy and them, like, he be at my baby mom's crib all the time. All I gotta do is find out what day he's over there, and we got him. This is what he could have did. This is what he could have said to them, and they could have been on it. It could have been more than just her in that household that talked to guys that did not like him. That's in their circle. That's in the op circle that has something to do with it. How about if one of the other girls was messing with one of the other guys? You know, you don't know these things, and we didn't get any of that information from the mother. The interview was, I mean, it was okay, but she really didn't give much information. But the part that she did give, I mean, it's still a red flag for the girls, to me. So how most hated blogger can think that, okay, Trap Boy and him had something to do with it. The girl's baby daddy is locked up. How can he point it toward Rainwater? I just don't see it. Rainwater seems like he got a stutter problem. When he get nervous or whatever, he seems like he stutters. Then they're saying that, he's doing drugs. So I just see Rainwater as somebody that's not a good talker as far as, this kind of stuff when it comes to this crime stuff. But he's probably good with business. He's probably good with setting up, business stuff. But I just don't see it. I do not see it. Other people say, oh, he's a trick. He got somebody some years in jail or whatever. I just don't see it. And like they said, if the police thought that he was involved in any kind of way, they could have took him in and scared the crap out of him, because he's like a little college guy that looked like he would probably break easy. And he don't even seem to be on their radar. Seriously. And then the mother mentioned another thing that stood out to me. She was like, I know people in high places. So when she said that, do that mean she know the police is, and they gonna make sure her daughter don't go to jail, in this crap or whatever? When you say you know people in high places and throw that out, it make it seem like she's using, people that she know for protection, to protect her. And if you look at some of the pictures, I don't know if that's Jocy Banks, the girl that they showing in the picture. She got like a nice shape, considered by guys that she got a nice shape. She kind of on the heavy side to me, but guys like girls with big butts and all of this. And most girls that got big butts, I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all don't know, a lot of these girls like that, they mess with guys in the hood, but they mess with police officers too. Police officers like girls with big butts too. And that could be why the mom said what she said. She know people in high places, to protect the girls and say that they didn't have anything to do with it, because the feds, and for them to all be involved in this and everything. And then somebody said that, I think Ms. Dean, I think she said it, the spiritual advisor, that I think she was the first one that brought up that the girls' mother was talking to the feds or the police. She was the first one I heard that from. So if that's true, then that's why they not getting arrested or whatever, or they not really looking into the girls because they got friends that's police is there. I mean, it's a lot. And people ain't paying all of this any attention. Like, phone records mean a lot. Seriously, they mean a lot. And out of those 3 girls who all was in the house that night, they should be checking all of the girls' phone records. All of that should come forward. Did any of those, was they on any live streams that night? Did she walk in a room where he was, or, they friends stopped by? Any of the girls' friends stopped by? Y'all know, like, little girls, they like to, like, run their mouth. They don't be meaning anything, some of them, but they do it unknowingly. It's so many guys that get killed over a girl running their mouth. And they could have not even did it purposely. So this is why I say what I say about the girls. Seriously, it's not saying that, they tried to do something to him on purpose. But there are people that they're around. People that what if one of the other girls was on the phone with a friend, like, girl, Mo over here, somebody else could have passed it on to somebody easily. I just don't think Rainwater would have got involved with Trap Boy, because he is somebody that would get him caught up. So anyway, if you like this video, please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, because I got some storm chasers chasing me. I ain't running though, but they call themselves after me, and they keep jumping on my videos and trying to push thumb down buttons so that they can, like, I guess, make my videos, not pop up in the stream like they was if they don't have 100% on there. So please, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching and be safe, y'all.